we don't really know where the tariffs is going to end up to be, but we can probably be very certain to say there will be tariffs. And it's not something that can go away quickly. We do prepare that manufacturers, CMOs, and virtual manufacturers to really take this issue seriously. And that's why this webinar is put in place. Not only we want to help you to enter into new markets, but also prepare you to analyze what the sourcing trading partner will impact your profitability, and then what that market will also impact your pricing.
Anytime we see pricing increases, from our perspective, where we really focus on quality, risk, and the threat of falsified medical products and substandard goods, anytime we see price increases across the board, we see an increase in bad actors, the threats of illicit materials and substandard and falsified medicines. And so from our perspective, that's just another area where we're looking at this with increased tariffs. Organizations are going to respond, but as they respond, it really needs to be keep a keen eye on making sure that any prices that are too good to be true potentially are. And I would say that the other thing is, while we focus on our membership, we're also eyes looking toward downstream. And so how will this potentially impact our partners in the pharmacies and at the hospital system?
The fact that it was a compliance requirement, and now we are really seeing the benefits of tracking finished goods. And the benefit for LSPedia customers is you can also use the same system to track materials, right? Why not track APIs? Why not track other materials in the same system, so you can have a clear understanding of who you buying from, how can you source it differently, what are the alternatives?
And no better illustrative use point right now is of the GLP-1s. And so I think, how is serialization already being used for parallel and gray market detection? I think the recent Arkansas case study was really, really well, I thought, presented at the HDA conference. I'd seen it before in some of the NABP materials, but they were able to use the verification router service to identify, hey, this looks like an illicit product. It's not appropriately labeled. And so I think that's something that can be used already downstream at med spas or where these drugs are going to be found. But I think too is, as we have kind of the technology here now, something we can use. How do we trace the counterfeit meds? Even speaking with our members, where they're identifying product, and they'll get a picture of it, or they'll get an adverse event report, particularly for like some of these alternative funding programs that we've seen kind of an increase in. But being able to have it, and this is something where the companies are now having to kind of coordinate. Well, this looks like it was labeled for Canada. It's in the United States. Well, now I can reach out to my Canadian counterpart and very quickly validate, hey, this is a falsified drug. This is not legitimate product, or it is, and it shouldn't be here.
Use technology to work smart. Use data, your serialization data. The data is very powerful, and it's important to utilize that and work smarter. With systems like LSPedia's OneScan to analyze that data and see what your options are, where your APIs are coming from, and to utilize that data to make smarter business decisions.
Yeah, we've already seen, even though serialization is a compliance requirement, but we've already seen use cases where our customers said, this is so great that LSPedia, now my reverse logistics are scanning our serialized returns. Now we can issue RMA, refunding on the returns based on invoice price, right? So it feels like there's just a lot more use cases out there to support using serialization as a business driver.
Having a stable system like LSPedia, overall, you're going to have a very low cost of ownership because you'll have happy customers, you'll maintain better relationships, you'll sell more, you'll have a higher top line revenue. And you're looking for a provider like LSPedia who is agile, customizable. We've got the APIs, and we can work and manage with your current workflows and processes.